Hello everyone and welcome back to another session of Elden Ring PvP and another weapon showcase. Today we're taking a look at the Glintstone Kris. This is a weapon that you get from progressing Stellan's questline, and I have to say it is a very fun weapon to use. I was not overly confident that I would enjoy this thing when I first picked it up, but after playing with it for a bit, I have to say it is quite nice, and I would say it's also relatively underestimated. People see a dagger and they don't think much of it. However, this one has some good stuff going on with it, so let's start off with the basics. This weapon requires 5 strength, 12 dexterity, and 16 intelligence to wield, and it weighs 1.5 units. The skill of the weapon is Glintstone Dart, and you are stuck with it because this is a somber weapon. At plus 10, it will have a physical base damage of 139 and a magic base damage of 166. It will have an E scaling in strength, C in dexterity, and C in intelligence. Now with that, this weapon can be used in a couple of different ways. You can either focus on using the moveset of the weapon specifically, you can focus on using just the skill, or you can focus on blending the two together. Clearly, if you're going to be going for the moveset, attacking as normal and using the skill when necessary, then you'll want an even blend of your intelligence and your dexterity stats. However, if you are going to be using just the moveset for attacking and not really prioritizing using Glintstone Dart at all, you're going to want to invest more into your dexterity, and of course, if you are going to be going for Glintstone Dart frequently, you'll want to invest more heavily into your intelligence. With the dart itself, that exclusively scales off your intelligence. However, the forward thrust following the dart actually does not. That thrust following up is going to be a more even split, so take from that what you will. Now, this weapon has some fun things going on with it. It does have the standard dagger moveset, so it is decent in that regard. It's okay enough at chasing people down, but the big thing with this, just like any other dagger, is if you are fighting an opponent with low poise, then you can really kind of bully them by just getting in their face and spamming R1. It's quite satisfying. Of course, when power stanced, your L1s are going to be quick as well, and they will build up damage quite quickly. The downside is this one doesn't have any status effect to it, so it's pure damage. You won't be building up a status meter, so that's kind of a bit of a downside, to be honest, but the weapon more than makes up for it because of its skill. So, Glintstone Dart on this weapon is phenomenal. It is a slightly different version of Glintstone Pebble. There are a couple of major changes between it and the Pebble. The big thing about the dart is that, 1, it will actually be able to be charged, and 2, the range on it is a lot farther. Now, with this weapon, with its skill being able to be charged, that is actually a really good thing, because that means it works with the Godfrey icon. For those who don't know, the Godfrey icon will increase the amount of damage that you deal on charged spells and skills. And because you can charge the dart portion of this, needless to say, it makes it a very dangerous skill, and one that you do not want to be hit by. Aside from that though, this weapon does deal pure magic damage with the first part of the dart, and with that being pure magic damage, that is more affected by things that boost your magic damage by set percentages. So something like the Spellblade set, if you were to wear that, or Terra Magica, or the Physic. Those all would boost it quite substantially. And of course you can always throw on the Magic Scorpion charm as well. Even though that's not necessarily a percentage boost, it is still quite helpful for this weapon. So that is something that I like to use when I'm using this weapon. Overall, it is a really good skill. It does a lot of damage, and the follow-up thrust also has a huge range to it. I've accidentally dodged attacks by using the follow-up thrust, so if you do use a dart and put yourself into a less than stellar position, maybe just unlock, turn away from your opponent, and use that forward thrust to just escape real quick, because it actually does work. As strange as that may sound, it works quite well, so it is what it is. Other than that, though, there's really not much else to say about this weapon as far as pros are concerned. It's pretty basic, it's pretty straightforward. It's nothing terribly special, to be honest. And if I'm going to be perfectly honest about it, this weapon is, in a way, a bit worse than most other weapons that just would have Glintstone Pebble on them. Because a big downside of this skill is that it's not a true combo. It's great that you can charge it, and the damage on it is phenomenal. But because it's not a true combo, if you were to use Glintstone Pebble instead, and you had a true combo where you can hit them with the Pebble and the follow-up thrust, then even if you did compare it to this weapon where you can charge it and then follow up, if you were lucky enough to hit the follow-up, chances are you'll still deal about the same amount of damage, but at the end of the day, that's about the same amount of damage. So why not have the opportunity to have a guaranteed combo instead of maybe having a combo? It just kind of is what it is. I would say that the big thing to keep in mind with Glintstone Dart is the utility of it with that longer reach and with being able to use it to escape. That's really the big benefit to this over Glintstone Pebble. Aside from that, another downside to Glintstone Dart is that the dart itself actually doesn't stagger people, so that's kind of unfortunate and can lead to them just being able to backpedal out of range. So you'll hit them with the dart, but then they've backpedaled and then you'll miss them with the stab. It's already hard enough to hit them with it, so it just kind of is what it is. Aside from that though, it is a dagger, so it has all of the standard dagger class cons. It's short. I mean, you go into a weapon like this knowing what you're getting into. It is a dagger at the end of the day. So, because it's short, it's not too great at chasing people down. It's not too great at dealing damage when you're attacking with the weapon itself. The skill, of course, that's an exception to the rule, but it's a skill, so all skills are kind of exceptions to the rule. Aside from that, this weapon is just straightforward and a little bit boring. There's nothing terribly unique about it, aside from the fact that it has the Glintstone Dart. Aside from that, it can be charged. And as nice as that is, it's, at the end of the day, nothing terribly special. Still a fun weapon. Still would recommend if you're looking for something that's a bit of a challenge, trying to change up the pace a little bit. But it's not the easiest weapon to use, and it is not the best weapon by far. But anyway, this is the last fight in the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and found it helpful in one way or another. If you did enjoy this video, then please do leave a like, comment, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. And I'll see you all next time.